Bonjour et bienvenue dans ce progress qui parlera de la quête pour avoir le schéma de Protea. Cette quête est nommée le protocole Exclusion. Elle est accessible si vous avez fait la quête de Vox Solaris à Fortuna et si vous êtes Master I4. Elle permettra aussi de mieux connaître les origines du corpus. Pour lancer la quête, vous devez aller tout simplement dans votre codex.
Seven for, seven against. Cast and recast 7 times. So, it is decided. The fleet has been retrofitted and redeployed to begin at once. New lanes. Trawling for old things. By prophet and void, by the blessed handless founder, we hereby invoke the Deadlock Protocol.
Solaris. Be you Sumper, Whale Agent, Crud Diver, or Pit Boss. Hear this. Your comrades, your friends, your family, good people with clear debts are being taken. Vanished. Nathaniel, in his hubris, is writing checks and cashing them with Solaris lives. There is upset in the halls of Corpus power. The foundations of their kleptocracy tremble. To Neth, we say this. You are seen. To the Solaris, make yourselves heard. To those who have aided us in the past, join us now. You are needed.
La quête démarre avec une interception sur 2 points. Prenez donc une Warframe en conséquence, genre Limbo, Vauban, Korra, ce genre de bons défenseurs de zone. Votre but dans cette quête est d'aider vos amis de Fortuna et de découvrir Parvos Granum.
Sparky. Yes. Biz and I may be in over our heads on this one. Listen up. This deadlock spat is costing Solaris lives. The Corpus founder, some long-dead cove named Parvis Granum, carries a lot of messianic clout. Well, Neff's claiming the old man's got an heir. If true, that heir can, by rights, claim total control of the board. Board schisms and infighting might be the main reason SU survived this long. If the board unifies under one person, one bound by Neff, our people will never see daylight. I need you on this. You in? It's Neff, all right. Patching through.
Like all of you, I was born poor.
With but a meager derivatives portfolio and limited vesting options. I never knew my parents. But, as an orphan, poor, as I said, I found great riches within the tenets of our glorious founder, Parvos Granum.
The Corpus became my family.
They fuzzed the band. Keep at it.
But over the years, as my wealth blossomed,
And my humility grew vast. I began to see a certain similarity. I wondered, who am I really? After a protracted negotiation, my birth mother sold to me the secrets of my conception.
she
Wait, what? Get that signal back.
administered a very special, very secret
Succession program. It was an epiphany. It would seem that I am one of the sons of our late, great founder. And, more importantly, his heir. Now I have only to prove it.
Mucker. I have to protect my people from this trust fund lunatic. Do your thing. I'll check in with my Whisper network. Let you know what they're saying. Talk soon. The Bronx.
Voilà, votre interception terminée, vous avez pu comprendre qu'une nouvelle fois Nefagno vous embêtera et est soi-disant le fils du fondateur du Corpus.
Got dirt that isn't safe to shovel out in the open. You know where to meet.
Vous allez devoir rencontrer Eudiko et Biz en personne, pour cela il suffit d'aller sur Vénus à Fortuna. Vous les trouverez dans la cachette des Vox Solaris au fond à gauche.
So, Neff's making a succession play. Sumper thinks he can prove he's a sprog of noble descent. No idea how. Parvus was assassinated before any of us were an itch. Biz?
Look familiar, Outworlder. Warframe, yes, but one of a kind. Protea. Legend says she was built specifically for and assigned to one Parvos Granum. Yes, part of a deal Granum cut with the Orokin themselves. Granum was no amateur, he had real power. Our ear inside says Neff's techs have found a lead on Protea's whereabouts. Protean traces, they're calling them.
Granum, the original taxman. Killed when someone, a board member most likely, sabotaged the void drive of his personal transport. Neff wants gene proof, but there's nothing left to scan.
And yet, so they believe, they found Granum's Warframe bodyguard, who was with Granum when that void drive went critical. So, who is to say what's true?
Our people are vanishing because of this. That's true, I know it. I don't care if Parvus Granum is dead, alive, or making change tap dancing in a Grenier officer's mess. Sparky, you find what Neff's looking for. You'll find out what happened to our people. Get on it.
Tuna's conscience returned home.
Protean detectors should be on board. Not sure what they'll look like. See what you can find.
Votre objectif maintenant est une défense d'un point. Comme vous l'avez entendu, Parvos a pu se procurer à l'époque une Warframe mais a été assassiné. Votre but sera de récupérer Protea avant que Neff ne le fasse. Vous allez donc récupérer quelques informations pour repérer cette Warframe.
It's, right. It's a great, big hand.
Granum tribute. Story is, Parvos was missing his left hand. See if you can...
Another engineering blunder? We need confirmation. Reset and get our next volunteer into position.
What was that?
I think it was a void temporal shift. I'm not entirely sure. Never seen one before. Small, though. But not as big as a person. Patch me into the system. Could do with some noise while I'm eyeballing the bits.
Nathaniel, you are found. Remember the first days of Fortuna. Your failure, our victory. Without the Solaris, your aspirations are nothing. Return our Solaris brothers and sisters, or to nothing. So I swear, you will return.
You and your bleeding heart, Tenant Thugs. I really don't have time for this. My robotics, on the other hand, do. Kill crews, take care of this. I have history to make.
Je tiens juste à vous faire remarquer pendant cette petite pause entre deux dialogues que cette quête est plaisante pour le simple fait qu'il y ait beaucoup de dialogues pendant les missions, parlant du lore, du contexte, mais aussi des interactions entre les personnages. Du coup, vous avez de quoi vous occuper pendant des missions longues de type défense ou interception. Ça change des quêtes où il y a de longues missions sans rien à part quelques dialogues en début de mission ou pendant que vous êtes dans le vaisseau.
Ready now? Protean trace spiking.
something.
Nef a parlé d'un volontaire, mais de quoi parle-t-il? Je vous invite à courir vite vers un truc très intéressant, je ne vous en dis pas plus. Ignorez les ennemis sur votre chemin et juste foncez, vous n'avez pas besoin de les tuer.
No! This! What is that thing?
I'm not. Outworlder, hold position. I'm getting something.
He'll pay for this. Volunteers. He's killing our people for some kind of weapons test.
Maybe not. I'm still pulling signals from that jockey's rig.
What kind of signal?
I don't know yet. Outworlder, don't let them cut the signal before I can decode it.
Protéger la main dorée quand soudain...
My prophet, my void. It's real. It's real.
What is this? What are we looking at?
The jockey's feed.
Sparky, you better get out of there. Well, we make sense of this.
Après cette vision étrange, vous pouvez vous diriger vers la sortie. Vous pourrez rejoindre Eudiko et Biz après ça pour qu'ils vous briefent pour la suite.
We'll be waiting for you, Outworlder.
How many kids are going to grow up in the vents because of this? How many parents lost because I couldn't do my job?
UD. There's a vent kid, a very long time ago, who would have hero worshipped the woman she became. You're enough.
If Neff intends to visit that pocket for his proof, he won't risk himself. Not at first. Sparky, you can beat him to it. Biz has figured out how to activate Neff's Granum tributes. You won't believe this.
These tributes are essentially coin-operated. You'll need a Granum crown. You'll have to search the ship.
Neff as the Corpus figurehead, with the united board behind him, will be hell for us and workers everywhere. See if you can get across first. Tax whatever proof he's hoping to collect, muck up his plan, and find our people.
Votre prochaine mission sera de retrouver un trésorier et de récupérer sa couronne Granum.
To cross over, you'll need to find a Granum crown first. Search the area. If you make it across, keep an eye out for our people. They may have survived. I've told more than enough kids their parents aren't coming home.
Les couronnes Granum permettent d'utiliser les mains dorées comme vous avez pu le voir dans la mission précédente.
Cruz, the tomb is verified intact. Dispatch the treasurer with my offering. It's time I paid tribute myself.
All right, here's our chance. Time to tax the taxman.
If only Parvos could have lived to see this day. Imagine his face, beaming with pride, as he bestowed upon me his son, that sacred golden hand. My surgeons have assured me the procedure will be quick and painless. A pound of old flesh for a glorious new leg.
I'd pay top credits to crap in Neff's coffin. Double if he was still alive.
One scan of Parvos Granum, and my lineage shall be proven. None shall deny me. What? Tenno? Again? Not today. As Parvos' heir, it is my offering to make. I am coming, Father. It is I who shall pay tribute. Your Neff is almost home. They must not reach
him, as if the body would still be intact. Something's off. Get to the tribute. Expect some friction.
Allez jusqu'à la main marquée par l'objectif et insérez la couronne. Vous avez 3 types de couronnes qui dépendent du niveau de la mission où vous trouvez le trésorier. Sur Vénus et Phobos, vous aurez les couronnes simples. Sur Jupiter et Neptune, les couronnes intermédiaires. Et sur Pluton, les meilleures couronnes. J'en parlerai plus en détail à la fin du progress.
We've got a lock on you, Outwelder. Good luck.
Et vous voici en cette dimension un peu spéciale, hors du temps.
It has been so long since these old eyes beheld another living thing here in the sanctuary. I am Parvos Granum. Thank you for finding me.
By the void, you are alive! My faith never wavered.
I live. Treachery seethed within the heart of the faith I had built when the board's assassins overloaded my transport's void drive. Protea, my beautiful Protea, and her gift for manipulating time preserved me.
Vous verrez des nouveaux adversaires qui sont des spectres dévoyés. Ces spectres ont une forme physique et une fois à 0 PV, ils ont une sorte de forme spéciale qu'il faudra retuer. Vous n'aurez pas vraiment de but là à part écouter et survivre.
But at the cost of all that she was, now she is nothing more than a specter of her former self. My beautiful Protea. That is why you have been invited here.
Father, permit me to show you all I have built in your name. Do Nef Onyo that honor.
My name. I have watched you. Monuments to narcissism, demanding others sweat in your stead, gorging upon that which you have not earned. Watched as you claimed for yourself my teachings of self-reliance, perverting them into a flaccid philosophy of sloth, of idleness. Is that you, my son?
No, that must be a different son.
You know nothing, falling short as you do of every ideal that I value. Your words, your efforts, are the model of inadequacy. I called you Nathaniel, but I do not need you. I need them.
Them? Tenno? Father! You're making a mistake. Come now.
Protea has scanned her kin, and with that, she is reinvigorated. Now, my lovely, if you wouldn't mind, show our guests the door.
We've got a lock on you, Outwelder. Good luck. What the hell? Outwelder, I'm pulling sensory feeds from a trip you haven't taken yet. And hearing myself say things I've never said in a place I've never seen. Parvos? Yudi, you should see this. What if Neff has similar logs?
Biz has a handle on the time jump, but we've got bigger problems than Neff now. Get out of there.
Not good enough, am I? Inadequate, am I? Been watching me, have you? Well, watch as I show you how we do things these days. Crews, repel those specters! We have bigger fish to fry.
Retour vers le futur, Parvos a survécu grâce à Protea et vous pouvez maintenant quitter cette mission. Comme vous avez pu le comprendre, Parvos n'est pas content de ce qu'est devenu le Corpus, et c'est compréhensible si vous connaissez son histoire, je vous mets le lien de ma vidéo sur son lore en description. Nef est un peu blessé dans son estime en sachant ça et voit qu'il n'aura pas le soutien du fondateur du Corpus. Il va donc y avoir 3 camps, vous, Nef Agno et Parvos.
Vox Solaris. Our interests have come to align. Now, this situation is no one's fault, and I'm not one to point fingers, but my fleet and your workers are facing the same danger. Convince your Tenno servant to re-enter Granum's domain and disable that Proteus Spectre. I have just the thing they'll need, but there is some assembly required. You want to rescue those comrades trapped in there, and I want to keep the past where it belongs. Dead and buried. Deal?
Nef's a bloviating narcissist with the morals of a haunted chainsaw, but at least that makes him predictable. Parvus. That mucker is something else. I don't trust Nef, but if any of our own are still alive in there, we have to try. Biz will lead the build on this Zoris gizmo.
Vous avez gagné le schéma du Xoris qui est une arme de mêlée, un glaive, mais vous n'avez pas encore les composants de l'arme. Pour vous expliquer rapidement, cette arme a un passif avec les spectres. Si les spectres dévoyés sont sous leur forme spectrale, vous pouvez les taper avec le Xoris pour les aspirer. L'arme possède 3 charges et une fois chargée, vous pourrez faire une attaque spéciale dont nous parlerons plus tard.
Nef's given us a cipher for an old Granum file. Phantasmic scintilla and motive forces. We'll need more specifics to build whatever this tool is.
Oh, that's not the good noise. Pull that data now, Sparky, or it's gone.
Alors vous connaissez mon amour pour les espionnages, mais quand j'ai fait la quête, c'était une première pour moi sur ce redesign de carte, et donc je m'attendais pas à être dans la salle du piratage. Du coup j'ai un peu fait n'importe quoi, ne faites pas attention à mes espionnages dans ce progress, j'ai été un mauvais élève.
Looks like a partial find. Let's see if Anyo's cipher works as promised.
Some doors ought to remain closed. That's not in my worldview. Fire, fusion, void. Progress always comes entangled with risk, with violence. With the precious sample obtained, development is accelerated. The Entrotti have kept their secrets long enough.
Bon alors pour cette salle là c'est similaire à l'ancienne version, en gros vous avez 3 murs de laser qui balayent la salle, vous devez les esquiver ou alors dans le cas de Limbo les ignorer en allant dans la faille. La salle est plus simple, il n'y a pas de caméra gênante et vous pouvez facilement vous en sortir, analyser juste les recoins ou vous mettre avant de foncer tête baissée.
I am calling it the Spectre Particle. As my Archimedeans explained, mimicry is in its nature. An echo, exposed to precept circuits, we are able to imprint behaviors, like an infant mirroring her surrogate. Only this infant can set the world on fire.
Alors dans cette salle, avant le redesign, il y avait souvent un trou dans le conduit de l'ascenseur, mais plus maintenant. Vous devrez donc aller tout en bas, par contre l'espèce de grande tour au centre de la salle possède toujours son trou en haut. Vous n'aurez donc qu'à éviter les caméras, aller tout en haut de la salle, passer dans la tour, éviter les lasers, ou alors avec Limbo s'en foutre totalement encore une fois, et pirater. Vous aurez alors fini votre espionnage et vous pourrez vous diriger vers la sortie. Ces 3 espionnages vous fourniront les 3 morceaux pour votre Xoris.
The Dallasburg thing think they control us. They hit our research site with a Warframe assault team. Of course they did. I baited them to do it. The whole site lit up. 80 megatherm bloom. The whole lab vaporized. Those Warframes with it. Fire, fusion, void.
Pavos Granum originated Spectre particle theory? Guts. This old coot is a whole other order of intelligence, and that's bad for us. Get back to your ship. I need to figure out this Zorus thing.
Thanks for the fast work, Biz. Sparky, listen up. Biz's findings indicate Parvus might be close to translating himself from that reality into our own. We're not exactly sure how, but we're getting some odd readings. You've got to build the Zorus before Parvus gets free.
Et là, on est content que DE a appris de ses erreurs. Il ne faudra qu'une minute pour fabriquer l'arme qui vous permettra de continuer la quête. On est loin de la quête de Limbo qui prend 10 ans juste à cause des crafts.
A weapon. Glaive class, but with an energy trap. Spectre particles, maybe. Has a mid-flight detonation trigger. Tricky, but I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. Gear up and let's go.
Maintenant vous avez l'arme, vous pouvez l'équiper et la modder, voire même l'XP pour pouvoir bien la modder avant de reprendre la suite de votre quête.
You're too late! The tributes are jammed open and the old man's errant specters have control of my ship. They're spreading through the fleet. I have no choice. If I can't have my fleet, no one can.
This was not the deal, Anno. We have yet to rescue our people. Disengage the destruct.
I can do that. But don't worry, I'm already at a very comfortable, safe distance.
Yuji, the fleet's going to blow. And Welder, aboard.
Wait, it's a time prison, right? Sparky, if you can get back inside before the reactor tilts, you'd theoretically have all the time in the world.
Donc comme je vous l'avais dit, le Xoris vous sera utile contre les spectres, mais avant ça, vous devrez trouver un trésorier pour choper une couronne comme tout à l'heure. Ces mobs ont d'ailleurs une particularité, ils ont un bouclier énorme et très tanky contrairement à leur vie. Il vous faudra donc le taper énormément et assez souvent parce que sinon il se régénérera. Dans une mission normale, le trésorier peut fuir au bout d'un moment, donc faites un peu attention et soyez rapide et efficace contre le trésorier, focussez-le absolument. Si vous voulez y récupérer sa couronne Granum évidemment.
Biz. I don't think they made it.
Outwelder? Yuji, they're alive. Listen, Neff's whole fleet is overloading. Huge energy spike. We need to take out Protea. Ready that Zorus. There, our rig jockeys. They're trapped in some kind of energy enclosure. You'll need to charge the Zorus to break it open.
Risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. There's no stopping this without stopping Protea. A bit like eating your own, no?
Here they come. Take out the errants, then use the Zorus to trap the Spectre particles that escape. You'll have to time it just right. Full charge. Now, target the enclosure trapping our jockeys. You'll need to trigger your Zorus to discharge near them.
Vous découvrez comment marchait le Xoris, donc me jugez pas trop sur ce que vous voyez, mais comme je vous ai dit, l'arme peut absorber les spectres une fois sous forme spectrale. Prenez l'arme à deux mains en maintenant la touche de changement d'arme et vous verrez le nombre de charges à côté du viseur. Pour libérer le corpus prisonnier, faites une attaque chargée et appuyez sur la touche de mêlée pour libérer une onde de choc.
Well done, Outwelder. Now bring the rest home. enclosure trapping our jockeys. You'll need to trigger your Zorus to discharge near them. Full charge. Now, target the enclosure trapping our jockeys. You'll need to trigger your Zorus to discharge near them.
By now, your friends have noticed that the overloading void engines are preventing the exits you opened for my captives from closing. Well done, and goodbye. Enjoy your stay.
That cunning rogue. Outworlder, you've got to get out of there.
Autour de Protea, il suffit de la taper et d'utiliser l'onde du Xoris quand elle lance son retour dans le temps.
That's it. The cycle's degrading. She's reversing the temporal field. Try to interrupt it.
You're too late! The old man's errant specters have... Huh? The protean trace is... gone? Where is he? Where is my father?
That temporal effect again. And yes, there are your sensory feeds, just like last time. So, the Zorus worked. In a battle that never happened. Or did it? I have a headache.
Our people are cooling in, Sparky. They're coming home. Tonight, all Fortuna will be singing a verse in your honor.
Et voilà, Protea, la garde du corps de Parvos, a été vaincue et la quête est terminée. Cependant, sachez que vous n'aurez que le schéma de Protea pour avoir ses composants et aussi, au passage, ses composants d'armes. Il faudra drop des couronnes, les utiliser dans des mains dorées et réussir à tuer des spectres dans un temps imparti. Les drops sont différents suivant chaque niveau de couronne. Sachez aussi que pour l'émission des mains, vous pouvez augmenter le temps imparti en droppant des petits triangles laissés de temps en temps par les spectres.
Solaris, we are reunited. Parents to children. Family to family. Take this time to hold one another. For tomorrow our struggle continues. We will persevere. Know that our emancipation is writ in the stars, with Solaris and Tenno united.
The system shall change. No more clutching at sunk costs, imposed ideals, hand-me-down hopes. No, we are better than that. Corpus shall know a violent restructuring, but with time enough to face the impending threat from Tau with renewed and absolute vigor. Or not. Perhaps the rot is too deep. Perhaps the father should abandon his children. Perhaps it is time for a new philosophy. Life's just a bargain like any other. Yours is no different. Would you like a seat at my new table? Perhaps with your masked friends alongside? The business, was it? A curious name. And Utico, of course. All people who know what they want. I know what they want. But what about you? Tell me, friend. What is it you desire.
Voilà, j'espère que ce progress vous aura plu et vous aura aidé. Cette quête est vraiment sympa pour son lore, son ambiance et son gameplay un peu unique. Si cette vidéo vous a plu ou aidé, n'hésitez pas à laisser un petit commentaire et ou un petit like et on se retrouve très vite pour une prochaine vidéo sur Warframe. Bonne chance pour votre farm de Protea parce que c'est un peu long et un peu chiant.